Here we go.
Yep, and there we go. So, intro, hold right, and mash. That's basically all you need to do.
Yeah. That and just making sure you strategically get your health down like 3 to 4 bars so you can make the last section of this much quicker. So.
Yeah, the B-Bladers here is going to determine, okay, Torta and Fatso don't get a passive, so that's good. So they've got some health to work with for the second B. And then, oh, they both have to hop over a health drop. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
Fatso's down to 2 health, Torta's about 7 or 8, and should be a huge concern for Fatso. He just might have to take a little slower in a few spots, but otherwise this should be fairly standard, because as you say, hold right and mash, nothing too difficult.
Yeah, the only difference here, Fatso won't have to worry about doing task bars, because he doesn't have the HP to give for it. Torta can do the task bars if he wants to get it. He'll have to do that potentially to get his health down, and that looks like that's what he's going for. Oh!
Well.
Oh man, and that's kind of one of the unfortunate things about having to do the task bar strat. You can get an early shot from one of those cars, and as you jump to get down to that lower ledge, the shot just snipes you in midair. And unfortunately for Torta, he got knocked back. Well, he got knocked back the right way, but he couldn't catch himself before he fell to the pit.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. So, Torta has to go back to that midway point. That's not particularly long, but you don't have the dash yet, so
yeah.
This is a pretty slow, see? Oh, he almost got sniped again, but luckily he got out of it. But now he has to hurry up and deboost off of this car.
Yeah. Like he was ready for it that time, but yeah, that's still not insignificant time loss. Probably about 20 seconds at least.
Okay. Torta needed another hit. He got it, and he got good placement on the ship. So that's at least good for him. He's not going to lose that much more time than he has to.
Right. So.
Oh, Val didn't cooperate. Val went out in the middle of left field for the long shot, but he didn't dash up before he had to walk.
So, not a great start for Torta. Still got to go through these cutscenes with Zero before getting to the game proper, as Fatso begins Kill Penguin, which is the standard opener in Mega Man X. I mean, time out of mind.
So you're going to see Fatso do some slope jumping. He's going to get some extra height to make his way up to these ledges. Until you have the dash, this is your only way of going a tiny bit faster than your normal walking speed.
Yeah. Yeah, those booths are pretty much the reason why they do Penguin first. On top of that, Penguin is probably one of the easiest bosses, if not the easiest boss in the game. They really don't have to worry there is some RNG dependence, but in terms of actual difficulty fighting Chill Penguin, it's not too bad.
Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is RNG, sliding, Ice Penguin attack, jumping to the middle to unleash a blizzard. But Fatso's getting ready to get to the Chill Penguin fight, but he's got to get through the snowball section. There are a couple ways to tech out each of these snowball throwers. You can use a full charge shot and a lemon, a couple of dash lemons, or a combination.
Yeah.
Okay, Torta is just getting the dash, so let's see how this Penguin fight goes for Fatso here.
Yeah.
Always opening with the full charge there, and gets an Ice Penguin attack right away, so that's really good.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to see him do any slides on his belly, because that's going to waste time.
Yeah, Ice Penguin is like the best attack you want, because that allows you to get a lot of damage in. Ooh, Shotgun Ice too. Wow, what a fight from Fatso. That's a really good fight. 445 Penguins with, I think, 2 slides. That was really fast.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, if you can get under like 3, you're really doing good for yourself. as it is with like Storm Eagle, you know, you don't want to see him do any dives. You want to keep him, you know, in your presence and shooting him as much as possible.
So Torta already getting 2 slides here, but now he gets an Ice Penguin attack. So and another slide right after that. And Penguin deals a lot of damage if you touch him, so you really gotta watch not only where you're standing at any particular time, but also if you knock Penguin back in the air, you gotta watch that you don't run into him in the knockback.
He gets frozen there, but closes him out, and Fatso underway in Kuwanger stage. I think that was 5 slides for Torta, I believe.
I know it was at least 3.
I counted 5, but
okay.
Regardless, that, you know, not the ideal fight like Fatso, but pulls through just fine. So he's about a half a stage behind overall going into Kuwanger, which has my favorite music in the game. I don't know about you.
I have to get back to you on that one. Fatso making his way up the outside of the tower. Okay, now he's switching over to ice to take down some of these turrets in the ending section of the tower. And already there's talk about if Fatso's on world record pace going into the single stages, will he throw the race and go for it all?
That's right.
That's a little that's a little pushing it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Fatso is world record contender for X180%.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of other people. I'm like, competition is getting fierce in this game. And Fatso gets the dance. Okay. Go ahead.
I would say, didn't he get the world record recently and then it was taken away from him?
No, Fatso has never held the world record in X180%.
I knew there was some world record stuff, but I thought he might have been one of them to take it, but alright, but still.
Nero just tied the world record a couple of days ago. Tied Energy Zam's 31-12.
Nice. But really good Kuwanger fight from ColonelFatso. Torta racing his way up the tower. Gets a it's an item health refill. Not what he wanted exactly, but alright, sure. More shotgun ice, though he won't be using it here.
Okay, Fatso's starting Chameleon. Pretty basic stage. I'd say this is the easiest stage in the game because you just go straight forward. You just have to worry about these falling blocks in the cave here, but the fight is very, very simple. And I'd say this is the easiest fight in the game.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the easiest, and this might be it's not the shortest of the X1 stages. It's way up there, because this is, especially when you don't have to fight the mini boss to get the body armor. This is 100%, and this is a very short, pretty simple stage.
So Fatso's already got a full charge shot stored. The full charge shot deals typically 2 damage to most of the bosses, and that's enough to leave the boss with 10 hits with their actual weakness weapon. And you'll see that main method of taking down the bosses be used. And with Chameleon here, you just hit him with the boomerang and he just leaps to the other side of the room. And it's pretty easy to do. Don't have to worry about too much problems. Torta not far behind though.
Hey, his movement's been pretty solid by and large since he got the dash boots. He's been very efficient. Helps himself to an extra life while he's at it, make up for the one he lost at the open.
Okay, we're following weakness order here, so Eagle is next. We're going to see Fatso go for a really quick climb here. Barely misses the mace ball on that guy to make it up to the top. And some well-placed ice shots will will hit those gun bolts while the ice is still in his hitbox. Oh, he goes for death kick and gets it. And another shot just before running into the gun vaults will kill them. So 2 well-placed ice shots will do the trick. Now, if Fatso went for died on that death kick, that would have brought him pretty close to Tortadiego, but get the forefront kick and you save yourself 40 seconds of time loss.
Yeah. So very, very, very efficient Storm Eagle here. So see how this fight goes overall. Like Penguin, you're hoping for an optimized pattern here, and looks like he's getting what he needs. Okay, he flies away, so now he's going to do dive bombs.
Oh, what a troll! Just before he anticipates Eagle diving down, he decides no, and he's just going to hover down.
Diego's having some trouble here at the start of Storm Eagle. Decides to just take a step back and reset.
Doing the same strat Fatso did. So you see those ice shots spawn inside of the gun vault as you scroll it on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So not only does the main ice shot hit, but the 5 fragments that come out after the ice hits something also hit while it's inside of them. So you're getting a lot of damage really fast. So Zam hallway for Fatso in Spark Manual.
Bailing himself on many weapons here early on, using our mix so far of Kuwanger, Eagle, and Penguin to cut through this level as quickly as possible. Diego looks like he's getting a good pattern from Storm Eagle. Nicely done.
Yeah, Slimer didn't cooperate too well for Fatso. You ideally want him to come straight down to the floor and stay there, but he kind of hung out to the ceiling. Fatso was forced to use a Storm Tornado there, which doesn't deal as much damage, but it hits for more, but it was just slow. But, you know, he's through it. That's all that matters.
Yep. So yeah, it's about a full stage difference now between the two, as Diego's just starting Mandrill, as Fatso is into the boss room.
So he starts with the charge shot first, and then follows up with the ice. That way, on the very last hit before he dies, you can position yourself into the middle of the room, so that you can kill Mandrill without any fear of getting hit. And also, when the fanfare starts, X is already in the middle of the screen, so he doesn't have to walk before you teleport out. Diego getting about the same kind of fight Fatso had. Oh, but these little water droplets, though, are holding Torta down.
that didn't go all that well, but gets through it all the same. Flame Mammoth, another very short, pretty straightforward stage. Made so much easier by beating Chill Penguin's stage. If for some reason he went to Mammoth first ahead of Chill Penguin, this would be a very different level.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Torta lost his grip there, but made it back up. Yeah, Mammoth is a very straightforward stage also. You just gotta do a couple climbing sections. And it's pretty forward.
Torta following Fatso's strat in terms of using a charge shot early, and okay.
So the Storm Tornado actually stays out long enough that you can hit Mammoth twice with one shot. Oh, but it looks like the Storm Tornado kind of took off on him. Mammoth did jump, so to be fair, that was probably just unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so Diego's actually going a slightly different route. He's going to do Armadillo instead of Mammoth for his 6th Robot Master. And Fatso for his 7th is doing Armadillo. One of my favorite stages of the game. Because of, as I've said in other commentaries, it kind of has a roller coaster feel to it, and it kind of makes it a little more interesting and keeps you on your toes.
So these couple of sections where you're not riding the cart, it's all about shot management. As you saw, Fatso executed that pretty cleanly.
Yeah, good.
Diego
a little more cautious there.
Most of the enemies go down with maybe 1 or 2 dash lemons.
Yeah.
Okay, Fatso jumping on the cart so that he doesn't spawn any birds. Alright, let's see how many rolls we got. Armadillo just rolling for Torta, but finally stops. Let's see how Fatso does. Oh, Fatso gets the God pattern. Insane. So yeah, once Armadillo is stripped of his armor, like anything can touch him, even while he's in the rolling animation.
Good fight from both players. As Fatso gets ready to head to his final Robot Master. Again, about a full Robot Master ahead of Tortadiego, who opted to do Armadillo's 6th. He's gonna do Mammoth last. So, in spite of the sync you're seeing on the screen, for those of you just joining us, Fatso is a full robot, Maverick ahead. I should say robot. He's a full Maverick ahead.
Fatso switching to Chameleon Sting to take out a couple of those little seahorses that can pop up. And then he's going to use Rolling Shield once. And the positioning is pretty key because depending on X's position will determine kind of what attack the sub will do. If you're far away from the sub will try to spawn some eels to chase you down. So that allows you to get up point blank and unload with Chameleon Sting. And on the second sub, you saw that it was up close. So that kind of makes the sub want to use the jet, the water jet, to push you back. But you can actually walk against the jet a little bit, and you don't lose too much ground. But it's just enough time for you to kill the sub.
Yeah. Diego on that second sub, he almost went into the spikes, but just barely pulled himself back from the brink. So we're underway here with Octopus. Ooh.
Oh man, Fatso getting 3 energy drains, 4 in a row. 5!
Man.
Gee. Okay. That's pretty dirty. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty dirty.
Yeah. So Fatso finishes X1 at 1902.
That's just disrespectful.
Diego took a few dings from Octopus, but holds on.
I've never seen Octo do that 5 times in a row. Well, wait, never mind. It's happened to me before on a different category. We won't talk about that right now. But that's how going into X2, and Torta's still got one more stage in X1.
So, as per the rules, there is a 30-second gap between games, out of deference to those who are playing on consoles. You know, give them time to get themselves situated, because not everybody's playing on emulators.
Yeah, also, not everyone plays with default controls either, so that gives players enough time to switch games and get their controller scheme set up to how they like before they start the next game. And it actually takes right about 30 seconds to do that, and then by the time you're done and you get back to the title screen, 30 seconds has gone by.
Yeah. So, Torta's just about to Mammoth. Fatso has no problem in the prologue.
Yeah, intro, no RNG, all execution, and that was pretty solid. So yeah, we won't have to worry about Fatso going for world record in X1 any, because that 8 Mavs was pretty bad. Octo made it really bad.
Yeah, if 1902 can be considered bad, then yes. But good final hit on fight for Torta, who finishes at 21:05, so just over 2 minutes.
So Fatso actually opting to get a safety heart. That's interesting, but we'll roll with it. He didn't pick up any safety items in X1, which surprised me. But you never know.
Were you expecting him to pick up like an E-tank or something?
No, I wasn't expecting him to pick up anything at all, considering he's a top level X2 runner.
Right. If I meant in X1.
No, X1, he's top level at X1 and X2. I wasn't expecting him to pick up anything, but seeing him pick up a heart here did surprise me. But we'll see how things play out.
Yeah.
The extra 2 HP may come in handy somewhere. So for Fatso fighting Sponge, you want him to dash Lemon as much as possible, and hopefully Sponge will go back up again before Fatso has to knock him into single-digit territory. Oh, perfect! What an insane luck Fatso's getting right now.
Very nice fight from Fatso. Diego taking care of the prologue, no problem. But yeah, that was almost makes up for the nonsense with Octopus. Almost.
Yeah, that gives Fatso 18 HP. Moth deals 8 damage per hit, so if he were to take 2 hits from Moth directly, he's still alive. Crab can deal a little extra, or not extra, but he can deal quite a bit of damage, especially if you try to do the fast strat that involves damage boosting. It kind of keeps you alive.
Okay, so makes sense why he's doing it. You know, in a race setting, sure. You know.
Oh, misses the ledge grab, gets second time. And the Sponge Heart is the fastest of all of them. It's just right there at the start. You can make an argument for the Wheel Gator Heart that's faster, but you have to get the Beck spawn and the damage boost.
Yeah. And
okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm fine.
Fatso gets the neat little dash kick off the bottom of the capsule. Normally, you don't get movement during the demonstration of a capsule, but on that particular one, you can, and you can actually jump. You can actually press jump as X fires the. I think both shots actually, and you can actually kick off of the bottom of the capsule and get movement a little faster. Okay, Torta. Can he get Sponge? Okay. Barely.
Yeah. Missed a couple of shots there, but managed to take care of business. So still at a 1 robot master difference.
Okay, Fatso going for the 1 cycle gator. And he hits all the 5-frame windows. So, still chugging along, and he's still a stage ahead. So, during this cutscene that Fatso's getting ready to have, now that you've defeated 2 Maverick in X2, you're going to have this cutscene with the 3 X-Hunters deciding to intervene, quote-unquote. So they're going to teleport onto the stage select map, and the 3 stages that they go to are all based on the stages you've cleared and what stages are remaining. But we want to get them off the screen as fast as possible, so the best way to do that is to actually choose a stage that has an X-Hunter waiting, and then just clear the stage. And then on the next stage select, that X-Hunter will disappear. It just saves maybe a second or 2 on the stage select, so it's not that big a deal, but we've seen a lot of different racers do different routes just on their preference. Some are a lot comfortable doing the actual X2 80% route, where you go Centipede 4th, and then we've seen some do the Shoryukenless route, which is actually the preferred route, where they go Moth 4th, and that gets all the X-Hunters off the screen 1 stage sooner.
Yeah, I've seen variants, like no 2 X2 runs that are really alike. It seems like ones I've seen. Everybody does have a kind of preference, it seems, overall. But Fatso opting to is going to Stag. He's already at the end. Stag's a pretty short stage overall, and
so he's going to opt to climb with Stag for this first volley of dash shots, and he's probably going to stick to the floor for the rest of the fight. Yep. So all you do, you just time your dash shots along with proper damage boosting. That way you can still hit Stag without getting pal dropped, because when Stag turns blue, if he grabs you on the ground, he's going to take you for a ride, and it hurts pretty bad.
Yeah. Torta's having some problems with Wheelgator. Didn't get the 1 cycle and is now actually in a bit of a grind with them.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that Gator's done his desperation attack twice already.
So, Fatso opting to go Moth 4th.
Yeah, this is the longest stage in the 24 Maverick route. There's 2 mini-bosses that have to be fought, and the boss at the end has 2 phases. So for these old robots here, you have to take out the core, and for the first one, you just simply shoot a wheel, and it takes it out before the robot even has a chance to do anything. And he gets the best pattern right there. The robot will sometimes do an action before he drops to the ground, and the Pararori that's inside will come out. But he got the best pattern. It just instantly drops. You can also get a pattern where he shoots a small little projectile and then drops. That's just as good. But he can also do like a small jump, a big jump, or just jump in place. There's all kinds of different things he can do. Okay, there's a small jump. That's not terrible. And the Pararoi has like multiple weaknesses. So Speedburner can do, Sonic Slicer does the trick. Ooh. Okay, Fatso took an unintentional hit, I'm sure, off that cannon driver.
So yeah, so this is gonna put a slight crimp in the plans he had mentioned in chat to give himself an extra hit against Moth, but
Okay, he's still good to take one hit.
Yeah.
I forgot, he does the actual damage boost strat on Mach on the cocoon phase.
So he drops Moth just fine, and Torta's about to start his fight with Flame Stag.
So yeah, a full dash jump at full height and a dash shot will hit Stag at the right level. And now we're seeing a fireball pattern from Stag. That's actually good if you can get that multiple times, because during his fireball throw, he'll reset his iframes, and you can get another hit very quickly.
Good fight for Diego. The gap is about a full stage and a little bit extra right now, which is what it's roughly been since about the halfway point, I'd say, in F1. So,
yeah,
it's slowly increasing. See what Diego goes for next.
Okay, Fatso is gonna do the silk shot here. I'm pretty sure he's not on any weapon, but when he swaps one weapon over, it goes straight to the silk shot. And as soon as the silk shot is at a full charge, it's going to spawn the scrap shot that just basically connects to X's buster. But if you hold the charge as it spawns, it causes some lag, so he instantly swaps to the silk shot and then immediately lets go of the shot button to instantly fire it.
Or Diego still going for health upgrades.
I think Fatso almost touched that door that leads to the X-Hunter battle. I can't remember if there's actually an X-Hunter fight in this stage at this particular time, but I think we've seen that happen already in this tournament. So that's an area that you've got to be very, very careful with.
So
okay, Fatso doesn't get the tailspin first turn. He's got one more. He gets it. So what he does there, he dash jumps into the wall as the tail segment leaves the screen, and then he's sliding down as it comes back on, and that actually makes the tail kind of move in a way that it glitches out of his attack, where he can't really finish it until you slide on the wall enough times. It makes the tail segment, it actually moves the tail segment until it kind of does a wraparound, and then it'll fix itself. So once you get that glitch initiated, Centipede is basically a sitting duck.
yeah.
He can't teleport out of a move because he hasn't finished his current one. And that's one of the two moves that you can actually hope for, that he doesn't end his move when he gets hit by a charge shot.
So
okay, Diego gets the tailspin immediately, but he doesn't get the tailspin glitch. But that doesn't mean he made Centipede teleport there. Ooh, not the tailspin on the ceiling. That's hard to deal with. Fatso gets the mini boss skip and snail.
oh boy.
Oh, okay. He barely got it. I was worried. Well,
Yeah.
okay, Centipede doesn't actually have an active hitbox to damage you while he's doing the magnet attraction move that he was doing there at the end. He only has a hitbox when he throws the shurikens or does the tailspin.
So gets the snail out, gets Crystal Snail out of his shell long enough to finish him off.
Yeah, that's the 80% strat that you saw there.
So Torta skipped Morph Moth. He went to Centipede fourth. instead of 5th like Fatso did. So he's now 2 full Robot Masters behind as Fatso gets ready to start his 7th Overdrive Ostrich.
With as good of luck as Fatso's been getting, I think the stage lead is about 1.5.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
I don't know if it's 2 full stages yet. Ostrich is very, very short though.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get the door? Are we gonna get the bike to the door? Nope. So you're going to see the any percent strat done on Ostrich too on ColonelFatso's side. What he's going to do, he's going to start with a dash shot, and then he's going to freeze him with the Crystal Hunter. It's just like Spark Mantle. And he's going to get a second hit while he froze. And then this forces a jump out of Ostrich. And at the very peak of the jump, Fatso's going to try to land a dash shot before the iframe reset occurs. And then he's going to hit him with the Crystal Hunter right after. And then he just repeat it.
Not bad overall, although Fatso didn't seem too satisfied performance. So,
Fatso apparently not happy that he mistimed a crystal shot.
Down to the last one already in X2, Bubble Crab.
Yeah, this stage is also very, very short. One thing that we haven't even touched on is the fact that you get the charge Buster upgrade in Gator so early, and that allows you to use these charged weapons to make not only the boss fights faster, but it also kind of makes stage movement a little faster too, because the Strike Chain and the Speed Burner actually enhance your movement capabilities quite a bit. Especially the Speed Burner, when you can stay in the air a long time, like in this stage, to take full advantage of the speed boost that it gives you.
It turns some of these levels into something much shorter, much simpler for using, taking advantage of the abilities. And we saw with Fatso there, very nicely done as he goes on into final Maverick for X2.
Look at Torta hitting these long distance shots. That's pretty slick. I'll give him bonus points for that. Normally the timing is very, very simple up close, but you have to account for distance if you shoot him from that far away. And with that, Fatso finishes off the crab fight without much of an issue.
38-28 for ColonelFatso through X2, so he is doing quite well going into X3, and yeah, he's got about a 2-stage lead now on Torta, who's just starting his 7th Maverick for X2.
Yeah, Fatso is easily, I think, on 104 pace at this rate.
Yeah.
Fatso has already played his 2 strongest games, so, but he's developed some proficiency in X3, so.
Yeah, according to Mega Man leaderboards, his X3 any percent time is 41.34 PB.
Ooh, Torta. Oh man, good thing that lift was there. So yeah, I didn't discuss it, but on this Bubble Crab fight, whenever X is above Bubble Crab, he's gonna instantly drop his bubble if he has one up, and he's gonna deploy his little shoulder horns to try to jump up and damage you. And that's actually kind of what you want to do. You just want to bait him to just jump up and kind of stay still, because Crab can be very hostile and he can jump around a lot. He can also run you down on the floor. And you can actually damage boost strategically, and that actually keeps Crab on the floor a little longer. It keeps him in that little charge attack that he's trying to do. It'll actually hold him in that move for like a couple of extra frames, and if you have a well-placed wheel, you can actually get an extra hit off of it.
So we say goodbye to Zero, and we're back with X for the rest of this.
So Fatso starts the Mo fight with a full charge shot. You want to start and end the fight with a full charge shot, but if you get damaged in between, you may have to fire the full charge shot a little earlier to not lose time. See, like that, he has to fire the full charge early, and then now he has to finish the fight with just 3 shots. But he's getting double fisted there.
Torta is just starting his final Maverick for X2 Morph Moth. He did not do 4th like ColonelFatso. He opted for Centipede 4th and followed suit all the way up until this point, where he now kind of circles back.
Fatso starting with Buffalo. Oh, Tortadiego gets the bug on his head. The only way to get that off is to either take a hit, and that forces the bug off, or you can grab a ladder quick enough, and that will also get the bug off your head.
He's opted for the damage twice, so...
Oh, the big Michael Jordan jump on the Tortadiego side. So, a big difference in X3 than the other games is that the stages are quite a bit longer. A big reason of this is there's a big boss room looking thing in every stage that you have to go through, and that's for a little bit later. And Fatso's actually going to opt to pick up the dash boots. These are not required by any means in X3, but it does make some of the sections later a lot easier if you have them.
Yeah, Gravity Beetle's probably the most notable, but there are a few other places where they do pay off. Diego's out of Flame Stack, so he's got a... Oh
no! I was about to say, you don't do that to Moth. You do not try to meet him head on, because, like I said, he deals 8 damage on contact, and that was his death. You want to approach him from behind if possible, like dash under his little dive that he's doing, and then hit him from behind once he hits the wall. But now, like you said, he has no burner, so now he has to do this all Buster only. And this is going to be a time trial.
Yeah, he was already 5 minutes behind, as Fatso had no problem with Blizzard Buffalo and his unique AI.
So you see this attack that the Cocoon was doing. He'll spray a bunch of debris around, and then he'll disembark off his string, and then he'll twist and turn and all that. And then he'll come back to the middle of the room, and all the debris will circle, and that actually makes the Cocoon grow. And eventually, there's two ways to end the cocoon fight. You either get the HP down to 12, or the cocoon actually grows large enough that it automatically starts the adult form. And finally, Tortadiego is out of X2.
Yeah, 44-45, so he's over 6 minutes behind ColonelFatso.
In fact, he's exactly 6 minutes behind. Typically, in any percent, when you get the dash boots and you do any percent, you reach the that bit and bite door in Seahorse at about the 6 minute mark.
Yeah. Yeah, roughly speaking, yeah. My split's, it's a 6-17 gap, but still, it's... Torta is not looking like in good shape right now. He's going to need a lot of help, and he'd have to play out of his head, really have a shot here, because his PB, according to the leaderboard site, is 49.54 for X3, so it's already looking pretty grim. We'll see how we can finish out here as Fatso is making his way to the end of Toxic Seahorse stage.
Fatso gets the quick kill on Seahorse. The short version of that, you hit Seahorse in the air, and there's a period of vulnerability during his stun and before he jumps out where he doesn't have any invincibility frames, so you just quickly mash during that period and then let Seahorse jump out of his stun to repeat the process. There's a couple of bosses that have pretty dumb invincibility frame rules. Seahorse is one of them. So the same thing with X2. After you beat 2 Mavericks in X3, you got this cutscene where you got the appearance of Bit, Bite, and then the mysterious Reploid that was third is Val. The only Bit and Bite we need to concern ourselves with. Bit will appear first, and these two enemies you have to fight at some point before you finish the 24 Maverick run. Bit will appear in any one of the next 3 stages Fatso completes. You don't know where he's going to appear, but you have to prepare for his appearance. So you have to take that into account when you do movement strats.
From a speed standpoint, they don't want it to be Rhino. And unfortunately, it is.
Well, if you can get to the stage without taking a hit, and then you can go through the Bit fight without getting a hit, then it doesn't matter. But typically, you want to save all of your HP in this stage for the mini-boss coming up. But, okay, Fatso gets through the Bit fight, no problem. He just has to get through the next part of the stage and then beat Hell Crusher. And then get to the Rhino door without dying, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. And, of course, the reason why he used Buster Shot to take it finished off fight is otherwise he would have blown up, and that would waste time.
Yeah, if the final blow that you deal to Bit and Bite are with their true weakness weapon, then they will explode, and they will cost you about 15 seconds. There's no need to make them explode, so you just want to scare them off. So the last hit you want to do is with the Buster.
Diego also going for the boots, which is not surprising. I think I've only seen, in the matches I've seen, I think I've only seen one runner actually skip them.
Okay, I need to keep an eye on Fatso here. He just took a hit, so he needs to be very careful. Oh, knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Dang.
Yeah, that's not. That's a pity.
That last wild tank these purple tanks, they can either fire the cannonball, which is really what you want because it only deals 1 damage, but the drill that comes out in front deals 2 damage. Oh, Fatso said he got a dropped input, and that's something else I'll cover. Anytime that you instantly land or you turn around, the very first frame that you turn around or land or whatever, X3 doesn't register an input on the first frame. So Fatso, what he wanted to do there was to quickly turn around and jump because he saw the drill was coming, but because of the drop input, he was kind of SOL on that one and ended up dying. If it was the cannonball, that wouldn't have been the case. So the unfortunate thing here is that Fatso has to replay the second half of Rhino, so he has to do the mini-boss fight over again. But the side effect of dying in the second half of Rhino is that Rhino's AI is going to be a lot more hostile than it would be if he didn't die. So you're going to see some extra attacks coming from Rhino. You're going to see Rhino potentially charge at you. He'll stop midway, and he'll fire a couple of drills off of his shoulders and from his cannon. Like that. There's also another attack that he'll do. He'll stand in the corner, he'll fire 3 quick drills. He'll wait for the drills to come at you, and then he's going to follow up from behind, kind of trip up your movement a little bit. So, see, here's the second attack Rhino can do. See? And that can trip you up, too.
Yeah.
So... Well, Fatso's still ahead, but, I mean, that ruins any potential of a PB that he may have had.
Yeah, and Fatso had actually mentioned it in chat. He could PB maybe with God luck. Well, the God game has spoken, and it said no. So, but nonetheless, we shall carry on. So, Tortadiego is near the end of Toxic Seahorse stage.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was worried about at the end of Rhino for Fatso. When he took that extra hit from the wall cancer, that left him with 2 HP, and knowing that last tank was going to be in his way, and I kind of figured that was going to happen, but alas, we're here in Catfish for Fatso. This is probably the most demanding stage in movement. Not only it's similar to Rhino in regards to climbing, but there's just a lot more stuff in the way that you got to maneuver around.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts, a lot of sides jumping and platforming required, particularly in the beginning and the end.
So since Fatso has already fought Bit, he doesn't have to worry about him appearing in these next 2 stages. So Fatso using the Frost Shield, not only is the Frost Shield a powerful weapon, if you kill enemies that are on the ground or on the ceiling with that weapon, they drop health refills, which can help if you have a sub-tank handy. Porta gets the quick kill on Seahorse, and now we're coming up on the Catfish fight. So Fatso is going to be constantly firing charge shots, and here when Catfish gets right at half health, we're going to hope to see Catfish keep jumping, or at least do something that will keep him out of his desperation phase. Oh man, Fatso needs to be careful. He can die if he okay, he backed up a little bit. So once Catfish goes under half health and he finishes his current attack, he's instantly going to jump to the center of the room and start his desperation attack. And at that point, you're forced to go to the drills to finish him off, because that's the only weapon that's going to knock him out of his desperation at that point. And every Maverick in X3 has a desperation attack, but they all start at different HP values. Like, Catfish will start his at 15 or less. Seahorse will start his, I think, about 12. Rhino started his at 12. It just varies for each Maverick. Got the Worm Seeker kill for Torta. Oh, he misses it. Unfortunate. Oh, he missed the follow-up too. Crawfish is a very short stage since you don't have to go to the secret stage and fight Val in this category.
Torta going slightly different route. He's going to Neon Tiger fourth.
Yeah, he's following the typical 80% route. Again, really, stage order doesn't matter that much in this game. Since you bit and bite you have to fight them regardless, so it doesn't really matter when they appear. Okay, now we're going to see the Crushed Crawfish quick kill on Fatso's side. Oh, he got a little too close and got clawed. And he almost got the 2-cycle, but that's still good. So, similar to the Seahorse fight, you hit him with his weakness, and then he's got a period of vulnerability where you can just shoot him, and he doesn't go back into his iframes. For Crawfish, his period lasts for like 2 seconds, so you can't really spam Triumph Thunder, so you have to swap off of it, and you can actually go to Buster and just mash. And you saw his health go down really, really quick, and then you just repeat the pattern.
Another fine example of boss design. So, Diego underway with the Neon Tiger fight as Fatso is beginning it. This is his 6th Maverick for X3. Only ones he's got left after this are Gravity Beetle and Blast Hornets.
Okay, we got a big difference. Ooh, Torta's getting good luck right now. Oh, but it ended. Okay, one thing, Torta doesn't have Tiger's weakness, so if he gets charges, he has to take them, and he can't really do anything about it. But another thing you're going to see is that when Neon Tiger is firing his Ray Splasher on the ground, he can't block, so you're able to actually fire a charge shot into him without penalty. But if Neon Tiger is just standing there, and you fire a charge shot, even if it's not in his direction, he's going to bring up his guard. So you have to watch for that. And also, whenever Tiger does an attack, he's going to reset his iframes. So if you pay attention to Tiger's meter, if Fatso manages to do some mashing here, you're going to see it tick down like a couple of units really, really quick. And that's because of that iframe reset. Even if Tiger goes vulnerable, like if he does the invincible charge, if you mash at just the right time and you're close enough, you can actually get a hit between the iframe reset and before his invincibility actually kicks in from the desperation attack. But Fatso actually has his weakness, so when Tiger gets down to about right at 10 HP, you're going to see him swap to the blades and hit him with them to force him to jump to the wall, and that'll bypass his invincibility period, because he can only do his desperation attack when he's on the ground. And that will make the fight a little more trivial, because if Tiger goes invincible, like we saw on Torta's side, he's going to lose a couple of seconds. Oh, nice double backup blade there, Fatso. Nice. So you saw there the way that the spinning blade attacks. It starts off with two blades at close range, but then as they move out, they start to separate, and then they go backwards like a boomerang. It just so happens that both of those blades, when they missed Tiger initially, that the bottom one actually caught Tiger in the corner.
Sometimes it's the way it works. Yeah.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, better to be lucky than good sometimes, and you know, works. If it works, it works. You know, beggars cannot be choosers in this case, and Torta is working his way through Rhino right now. Fatso is at Gravity Beetle. Still haven't seen Bite yet. It was a no-show in there. Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, it was a no-show in Tiger, but he shows up here. Oh, I think that was a misplacement on that first drill. The drills actually stay out long enough to actually hit Bite for multiple times. A drill can actually hit Bite up to 4 times before the drill actually destroys itself. Okay, Fatso got the kill, or not the kill, but he got the fight that he wanted.
Yeah, they got the Buster shot in. So.
And he didn't have to pause, which is kind of a neat thing. If you place the drills just right and get enough hits, as the drill does its last hit before you actually need the Buster shot, the drill will just explode, and then you can swap off of it before Bite decides to hit you again. So this is one of the reasons why the dash boots help. You can just up dash through this elevator shaft, and the blades offer you a little bit of protection from those missiles that the head gunners decide to shoot. You'll see that again in Hornet at the very beginning. The little cannon guy there at the end decided to snipe Fatso. So this is probably the easiest fight in X3. Hit Beetle with the Buster first, then hit him with the Race Blaster, and then mock him. Every time he gets hit, he'll always jump forward. And then right before he decides to do his attack, his iframes decide to expire, and then you can just repeat this.
Yeah, take advantage of the opening and just drop him down. So one to go for ColonelFatso.
Yep, this is looking to be about a 105, maybe.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got Tortadiego's turn at Catfish. And we got ColonelFatso doing the climb here. Perfect. So he didn't need the up dash, he just used the low percent strat. Okay, Catfish is about to go into desperation right here. 6 acid shots with the acid on the shuriken, and he's down. So yeah, Fatso's timer just turned red, so he's just went past his PB, which is a high 103.
Yeah. But overall, though, he's played extremely well, and really only 1 or 2 what you would call mistakes, and you know, they were just really unfortunate. You know, one in Rhino, and you know, but overall, it's been a very, very good run for him.
So Fatso's getting ready to come up on the Hornet fight. His actual weakness is Gravity Well, but his you're going to see him start with the Buster Charge, and then he'll go to the Spinning Blade. The Spinning Blade, even though it only deals 2 damage instead of the 4 from the Gravity Well, there isn't any extended invincibility with the Spinning Blade. And in general, the Gravity Well is really, really slow. You have to fire it, it has to deal its 4 damage, and then the Gravity Well has to come back to you before you can even fire it again. And there's quite a bit of startup on the Gravity Well before it actually deals any damage.
Yeah.
We've already saw in one race in this tournament where both racers were going into the Hornet fight. However, one was using Spinning Blade and the other one was using Gravity Well, and the player using Spinning Blade won by at least 10 seconds.
Wow.
And with that, ColonelFatso has finished, and his race bot time is 1:05:30.
So, yeah, it's a very, very, very solid run, ColonelFatso. He has won his round of 16 match and will move on to face Lasecki the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
So, GG's to him.
Yep. Torta working on the Crush Crawfish. Oh, he got grabbed. But no problem. You can easily fire the Triad while grabbed and he'll die. So I think Torta's got 2 more. Does he got 2 more stages?
Stopped his timer. Yeah, he only has Beetle and... Okay, there it goes. So... so yeah, just Beetle and Hornets. So he's looking... I don't know, 112, 113 maybe?
I think so. Maybe no, not 111. I'm a little too ambitious. This stage is pretty lengthy.
Yeah. The two still on the table are pretty long, so... I don't think he's fought Bite yet either, so...
In fact, Gravity Beetle, if you die in Gravity Beetle after the midway point, but just shy of the boss door, it has actually the most punishing death, I think, in this 24 Maverick run, because the continue point in this stage is right after this Bite fight, and it's really, really early in the stage, and you have a long way to go just to get to the boss door. Luckily, we haven't seen anyone die at the end of Beetle. There's really not much that you can die to unless you're just trying to deboost through everything. One of the bigger difficulties of X3 is the higher contact damage that you take from some of the enemies here. I haven't even noticed until now, but Torta did actually pick up some heart tanks.
Yeah, he picked up, I'm trying to remember which ones. I know he picked up Neon Tigers. I don't know about the other. Or picked up at least 3 or 4.
Seahorse is a very quick one. The very first vertical section, you just keep climbing to the very, very top, and there's a heart tank waiting for you. The aforementioned Neon Tiger is another one. Other than that, I think that's all that you can really realistically grab without losing so much time.
Alright. Torta pointing out in chat, it was just Tiger and Seahorse. Okay.
Yeah.
Thought he picked up a...
Yeah, I was looking at his meter, and by the looks of it, he only picked up 2.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. So... Chat saying, initiate attack pattern, hop towards the target. That's a good That's a good strategy. Last one out.
So we may see Tortadiego use the up dash here in this vertical section. Fatso didn't need it because he got really good placement on the jumps. So yeah, that strat right there you have to do in the case that you can't do the iceless like jumps. And Fatso is going right into X1 any % practice. On an unrelated note, not related to the tournament, we will make this announcement. I believe that Speed Gaming is having a Mega Man X any % Chase for the Record episode on the 27th of August, according to what I was told.
Oh, nice.
So, 7 of the top X1 any % runners are actually going to have a session to where they're going to go for the record. Should be really exciting. Yeah, Walrus said that in the X Discord, so it looks like it's official.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think it was just announced yesterday. So yeah, that's why you're seeing the X1 practice from Fatso, I'm pretty sure. As Torta is coming into the final stretches of the Hornet stage. Okay, and Diego breaks out the spinning blades.
So, be a pretty straightforward fight from Diego.
Yeah. The really main issue here in the Hornet fight is to not have a lot of those baby Hornets that you saw Blast Hornet spawn. Killing a bunch of those really helps to, not only does it reduce the lag, but it also reduces the potential that a Hornet's going to latch onto you and cause additional damage. And with that, Torta finishes with a 113-12.
GG's.
GG's to Fatso. Unfortunate for Torta having the problems that he had at the very start of the race. But that's kind of unfortunate. Nothing you can really do.
No.
Especially when you're up against a top-level player.
Yeah, it's like... He was only 2 minutes behind after X1, and then that lead ballooned to over 6 minutes by the end of X2.
Yeah, the intro death and the death on Moth after using up all the burner, what really kind of separated the race quite a bit.
Yeah, and just overall, like his ColonelFatso's movement in X2 versus Tortadiego's really kind of stood out overall. He was really putting it all together in X2, and Torta took a few more safeties than ColonelFatso did, kind of hedge against a potential disaster.
Or I'll see if we get our racers in for an interview, maybe.
Listen.
Don't know if we got ColonelFatso in for an interview yet.
Yeah.
We'll wait just a moment. But in the meantime, we'll go over the race results. ColonelFatso now plays Lasecki in the quarterfinals. And let me go over the quick upcoming races here while we're waiting on him to get in here.
Oh, actually, he is here. So we welcome ColonelFatso to the chat. GG.
Thanks. How's it going?
Good.
Pretty good. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Thanks for excellent commentary. I had fun listening while I was playing.
Thank you. How do you feel about, aside from the death in Rhino, was that PB pace, I think, or close?
Yes, sort of. It would have been like very clear PB pace if it hadn't been a tournament race, because obviously this like 16 seconds extra of waiting, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like an okay X, like.
Yeah, aside from
5 sucks in a row, dude.
Man,
what am I supposed to do about that? That's just unkind.
That's rude.
Yeah, it's straight up rude. Yeah, 5 sucks in a row, and it was still like a 1902, so that was pretty good. And then X2 was actually really, really good. I got, I think, an 1856 or something like that, which is a really solid sort of.
That's what I had for my splits was about 1856 for your X2.
Yeah, any sub 19 in X2 is pretty sick, so I'm really happy with that. And then other than the death in Rhino, which lost like a minute and a half, I was pretty okay. Oh, and I got trolled pretty hard by Catfish as well, but whatever.
Yeah, Catfish does that to everybody. Like, you want him to jump, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah. I want him to do extra jumps, and then I want him to not ground spark, but he did no extra jumps, and he ground sparked, so it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So, foreseeing you winning your next match, you have the potential of facing Nero again in tournament.
Yeah, well, hopefully, hopefully our best of 3 won't go to 4 matches this time. Potential best of 3.
Yeah.
Since of course it's too early to say.
Yeah.
Lasecki's good. He could just like pull out a kick-ass run.
Yeah, Lasecki got a comeback in his last race. He was behind X1 and X2, but good X3 play brought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the semifinals and beyond are best of 3. So,
crossing my fingers.
If that goes to a 4th game, we're all gonna go nuts. It shouldn't, though.
Yeah, it shouldn't. I think I'm gonna get 2-0'd by Nero because he's like really good at every single game, and I'm only good at 2 games. So
yeah, at the end, waiting for a tour to finish, I did touch on the chase for the record. That apparently it's official now, from what I saw.
Yeah, not this Monday, but the Monday following. It's gonna be
the 27th
at 9 p.m. Eastern time on some speed gaming channel that I don't know which one it is yet. But definitely stay tuned because there's gonna be a race at the start. It's gonna be a good few hours of solid grinding. It's just gonna be fun for the whole family. Yeah,
I believe every top runner in the top, I think 7 minus Tiki is playing.
It's like it's 7 out of the top 10 anyways. Yeah.
Got Walrus, Zam, I think Caleb, yourself.
Yeah, and Nero, Tokyo, and Luis.
Yeah, it's going to be... that's like the best of the best. And we've already saw a record set in Chase for the Record before, and it could happen again. Especially now that you have 7 runners, all at top level within, 10 seconds of the record?
Yeah, it's insane. It's gonna be really good.
You're gonna see
I can't wait.
You're gonna see Bird Casino like you've never seen it before.
And hopefully I get around. I'm free to see that. It's going to be really good. The Mega Man 2 chase for the record a few months ago was really insane. So, I'm sure you guys are going to bring it a couple weeks.
But Torta has passed on their interview, so if you have any final words, and we'll just close her out, Fatso.
Well, I don't know. I guess like I'll just repeat what I've said a couple times so far this tournament. This is a really fun category that I was not expecting to enjoy as much as I do, and it's been a lot of fun to do this tournament. So I'm really happy that I joined, and I'm really happy that Speed Gaming is letting us put this on.
Just to kind of follow up on that, what surprised you the most? I guess then, if you weren't expecting, what surprised you about it?
Well, okay, actually what surprised me the most, I think, was how receptive I was to getting better at X3, because that was a game that I didn't really enjoy running at all before this tournament, and then it's kind of grown on me a little bit. So,
yeah.
And also the Shoryuken-less route in X2 is pretty fun, which I was not expecting. I guess it's just awful in the castles, that's all.
Yeah. Which you don't have to play, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the win-win, because I get to play half of my favorite category in X. I get to play a really interesting variation on the Mavericks in X2, which I also really like. And then I get to play a version of X3 that cuts out all the things I don't like. So,
Ellie Skip, wink wink.
Ellie Skip? Actually, I like Ellie Skip, but I hate everything else about the fortress.
Yeah, enemies just hurt too much.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, if there's nothing else, we are going to call it for right now. Let me go back over, before we had you on the interview, the next potential races we got here. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. we got FS Lynx versus Godot, and that is on Speed Gaming 1. And then on the 20th at 8 p.m. we got Luis Miguel versus Lethargic Waldo. Those are the only two current matches scheduled, and that's subject to change. There could be matches scheduled in between those, so just keep a lookout. Keep all the Speed Gaming channels followed if you want to keep up with the most current stuff. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you again next time. And thanks to all of the restreamers and behind-the-scenes people making this happen.
Yeah, thanks again. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.
And have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.